terrible. I'm sorry that I never post. I don't know what to say. But we got an off-season NFL video. Let's get it. Head to the comments before you get sleepy. Let me know which ones are your favorite off-season moves. Could be your own team's, could be somebody else's. But we're going to start with the big ones. We'll talk about some of the big ones, and then I'll probably go through each team and just look at who they got. And it's just going to be one big recap / discussion. Let's start it off. The first big one. Tom Brady, baby. Tom Brady's back. He retired for like 2 months. Alright, we don't have to talk about that. The only reason I'm mentioning it, because we all knew he's coming back. Maybe. I don't know. But, he's my boy. He's my boy. I'm a Pats fan, as you guys know. Brady's back. Gonna play for the Bucks. Year 3. But, moving into the big moves. Alright, we'll start with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson. So, to the Broncos. Seahawks move him. I kind of like the trade. Unfortunately, the division is so stacked. The West is so stacked. Somebody in that division is going to flop. It's probably going to be the Broncos. Russell's good. They got a solid team around them. But, I don't know. What do you guys think of the trade? So, it was a 4th round pick and Russ to the Broncos, and they got 2 first round picks. Seattle got 2 first round picks, 2 second round picks, a 5th rounder, Drew Lock, and Noah Fant. Pretty good haul for the Seahawks. If only they didn't screw up a few years ago with the Jamal Adams trade, they'd be in a much better position right now. But I like the trade. Good move for both teams, but I don't think it's enough. I think the Broncos, they might be able to sneak into the playoffs, but they honestly could miss the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see, but we'll see. It kind of depends on Russ. He was a little shaky the last few years, but they didn't have a good O-line in Seattle, so it's just going to depend on that. But they got some talent there. We'll see how it ends up. Another big one, Aaron Rodgers, re-signed. Thought he was going to get moved. Ends up staying 2-year deal. But what was even weirder, they didn't keep Devontae Adams. They ended up moving Devontae Adams to the Raiders, which is, it's weird because it's one of those things where like it was kind of expected when you really think about it. If you realized like how good of friends Devontae and Derek Carr were, they played together in college, and then add on the fact that Devontae Adams is literally a Raiders fan. Obviously they're in Vegas now, but like he grew up a Raiders fan, like it's not the most surprising thing to see him move. He wanted to go play there. He wanted to play for the Raiders. He wanted to play with Derek Carr, and now it's him, Josh McDaniels. So, in hindsight, it's like, duh. Like, are we surprised that this happened? But obviously, I thought he would stay in Green Bay. Running back with Rodgers, they're just such a good duo, especially when they re-signed him. So just very surprising. It's a very surprising thing to see. Because it's like, well, what's Green Bay doing now? Like, they kept Rodgers, but they're losing Devontae. Devontae's a freak. He's literally a freak. But Rodgers gave him the extension, 3 years, $100 million guaranteed. I think it's just the first 2 years that are guaranteed. I think dropped his cap hit for the year. So that's the thing. Like Rodgers' cap hit dropped for the year. So it's like, all right, now they're definitely re-signing Adams, and then he didn't. But so yeah, moved Adams. Moved him for what was the picks? Hold on here. All right, so 2022 first round pick and a 2022 second round pick. Pretty good move for him. They weren't going to pay him. They get a first and a second. Hopefully they can draft a receiver that's as good as Devontae Adams. but yeah, that was pretty big. Another big one. Deshaun it's a weird situation. He criminally he was cleared. So he's back in football. Probably going to be suspended. Already sat out a year. The guy literally sat out a year to deal with uh, with court cases, and he got rewarded with a $230 million contract. I That's just that's it's interesting. It's interesting how stuff works. It's just I don't know, man. The Browns, this is desperation mode, but they got a sixth round pick with Watson, and they sent 3 first round picks, 22, 23, and 24. The years, a third rounder in 23, 2 fourth rounders, 22 and 24 are the years, and fully guaranteed $230 million contract for a guy who sat out a year, and the guy who's been dealing with assault court cases for the last year. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Don't know what to think about that. But we know the NFL. We know what the NFL cares about. We know what they don't care about. They care about gambling. Calvin Ridley suspended a year. Like, ridiculous. Wasn't even playing. He wasn't playing. But yeah, at least the Browns, they sent a 5th round pick, and then they're swapping 6th round picks with the Cowboys. Picked up Amari Cooper. I like that move. I liked it when they still had Baker, or when it was looking like Baker was going to play, but Deshaun should be a good receiver for Deshaun. Keeping Njoku, and so it's we'll get to the team ones. We'll keep going through the big ones here. But yeah, another huge one. This actually just happened the other day, just yesterday. Tyreek Hill, man, to the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins. I didn't see that coming. It happened really fast. I didn't see any of the news. It was really weird. I hadn't checked. I usually check Reddit, but I hadn't checked it for like a couple hours or something. And then all of a sudden, my brother texted me. He's a Dolphins fan. He's like, I forget what he said, but he's like, "It's over for you now," or something like that. Like, just something funny. And I look, and Tyreek to the Dolphins. They weren't gonna. The Chiefs, they couldn't extend him. He wanted more than Adams. They couldn't give that to him, so they sent him off. Dolphins gave him 4-year, $120 million, 72 guaranteed. And they sent 2022 first, a second and fourth and sixth rounder in 2023. Is the final tag there, and that first rounder is like the 29th pick. It was that 49ers pick that they had. So not late first for sure, but still a huge trade. I like that one. I do. The Dolphins, they're in a nice position, and unfortunately, their whole season could be screwed if Tua doesn't deliver. They gave him a good team now. They added Teron Armstead to the line. Let's see, what else did the Dolphins do here? Brought in Edmonds, Mostert, decent backs. Gesicki took the franchise tag. Yep, Armstead. Connor Williams, I don't even know who that is, but 2-year deal for him, adding to the line. So they probably need to do a little more for the line. I don't know if they'll probably try to draft somebody. They don't have a first now, but yeah, this is their team. They got a solid team, and it's like, hey, Tua, show us what you got. This is your 3rd year. Show up. Take us to the playoffs, So it's I like the move. I do like the move. Unfortunately, the problem is it all sits on Tua. It all sits on him, but we'll see. We will see. Another big one that I liked, Matt Ryan to the Colts. The moment it was looking like Matt Ryan was going to go somewhere else, I was like, please go to the Colts, because the Colts already sent out Wentz. Sent Wentz to the Commanders. They're definitely tanking, I guess. I don't know. I don't know teams are assembled. And it felt like last year, Wentz, he played good most of the year, so they were fine, and then he just choked down the stretch. But you got Jonathan Taylor, you got Darius Leonard on the. You got a good team. The Colts have a good team, and you put a better QB out there with them. They're gonna be good. They should be a playoff team, but AFC is stacked. It's pretty nuts. But I do like the move. What did they move him for, Ryan? What was the move? Was it a 3rd round pick, I believe? Here it is. Yep, 1 3rd round pick. Aging quarterback with an expensive deal. That's all you can get. That's all you can get, really. That's really all you can do. But yeah, all right. What else we got in terms of big ones? Bobby Wagner got released. Yeah, Wentz to the Commanders. 2 3rd-round picks. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. Make sure we got this one right. Here's the full one. Yep. Okay, so they sent Wentz with a 7th-round pick, and they got a 3rd-rounder, another 3rd-rounder, and one of those, the 2023, can convert to a 2nd, depending on Wentz's snap count, and they're gonna swap seconds next year. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, there's that one. Just weird move for the Commanders. Terrible name. The Washington Commies. We're calling them the Commies. They're the Commies. Another big move. We're getting through most of the big ones here. But Khalil Mack to the Chargers. Interesting trade. They're trying to beef up the defense. The Chargers, they're making a playoff push. So they got Mack. They signed J.C. Jackson. 5 years, 82, not a bad one. We'll see how he ends up being. Brought back Mike Williams, 3 years, 60 mil. That's a lot. But yeah, and then obviously the Khalil Mack trade. So they got a 2nd-round pick and a 6th-rounder. So not a bad haul. Not a bad haul at all. What else do we got? Looks like we got through most of the big ones, I believe, here. Von Miller, kind of a big one. 6-year, $120 million with the Bills. That's a pretty big one. So yeah, we'll include that one. I think we got through most of the big ones, so we can go to the individual team ones. I hope I didn't miss any big ones, but yeah, we'll go to the individual teams. Got NFL.com up right here. And yeah, so it starts with the Bills here. Starts with the AFC East, and we'll run through these guys. Get some notable ones. Hopefully I don't miss any, but all right. They got Matt Barkley and Case Keenum. Not huge ones, but they brought in Jamison Crowder. Interesting. Duke Johnson should help with the running backs. I wonder if they're losing. I think Zach Moss is still on the rookie deal. Maybe. I don't know. Some random guys I don't know. Isaiah McKenzie, O.J. Howard, they brought him in. Not bad. Mitch Morse. Shaq Lawson ain't bad. Brought in Von Miller. Yeah, bunch of names I don't know. Yeah. I don't even want to speak on them. But, yeah, okay, so Jake Kumaro, Isaiah McKenzie, wide receivers. For the line, they got Rodgers, Saffold, Mitch Morse. D-line, Shaq Lawson, Daquan Jones, Jim Settle. Alright, you know what? I'm not going through all these. I'm going to talk about the ones I know. Alright. So I'm probably going to miss some, and you guys are going to be like, how do you not know this dude? How did you not know that he resigned? But to the Dolphins now. To the Dolphins. I mentioned earlier, Chase Edmonds, Ryan Mostert. For the backfield, they got Bridgewater, brought in Tyreek Hill, Preston Williams is coming back, Cedric Wilson, Gesicki, Smythe all re-signed, brought in Armstead, Connor Williams, Agba re-signed, he's pretty good, and Landon Roberts, I know him, but they brought a couple linebackers in here. I don't know if they all re-signed, so Duke Riley, Landon Roberts, Brendan Scarlett, all re-signed. They're all linebackers. I know Landon Roberts because of the Patriots, but speaking of the Patriots, here we are. Brought back Brian Hoyer, brought in Ty Montgomery, re-signed James White, re-signed Trent Brown, re-signed James Ferentz, re-signed Ja'Whaun Bentley, traded for Mack Wilson. We sent Chase Winovich over there, and they sent him over. From what it seems, we weren't using Winovich very well. We already have enough edge rushers. I forget what his problem was. I think he's all he wanted to do was pass. There's something wrong here, but it was the same with the Browns. Like, they just weren't using Mack Wilson right, and pretty much they just shipped him out, and they'll probably be able to use Winovich a little better than we did. But brought back Malcolm Butler, Terrence Mitchell signed, so those are corners. Devin McCourty re-signed, Nick Folk re-signed, Matthew Slater re-signed. The Jets, Joe Flacco, Mike White come back, Tevin Coleman re-signed, Berrios re-signed, Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzomah re-signed, or they signed. They were not there before, but interesting, bringing in some tight ends there for Wilson. Oh man, bunch of guys I do not know. DJ Reed re-signed. They got a bunch of guys on the defense and a couple linemen here that I do not know. To the Ravens, they haven't done much. Patrick Card, 1-year deal. Marcus Williams, 5 years, $70 million. Other than that, they got Morgan Moses, offensive lineman, and Michael Pierce, D-line. To the Bengals, re-signed Brandon Allen. They brought in Hayden Hurst. They brought in La'el Collins, Alex Kappa, Ted Karras, helping that line out. That's what they needed. That's good moves for sure. Re-signed Eli Apple. Yeah, so don't know any others. I'm just gonna skip the ones I don't know. There's no point in me mentioning guys I don't know. But to the Browns, brought in Watson, brought in Cooper, Jakeem Grant, signed with them. Joko got the franchise tag. We talked about the Winovich trade. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Steelers, Dwayne Haskins, original first-round restricted free agent tender. They brought in Mitch Trubisky for 2 years. Signed a couple of linemen. Miles Jack, 2-year deal. Couple of corners, couple of linebackers, safety, and they got Gunnar Olszewski. To the Texans, couple of backup QBs, Kyle Allen, Jeff Driscoll, running Royce Freeman, running back, got a fullback, Chris Conley, wide receiver, Farrell Brown, got a couple of O-linemen, 1-year deals, 2-year, got a D-tackle, a couple of linebackers they brought in or re-signed, bunch of linebackers. Holy crap. 5 linebackers. That's a lot. But yeah, 2 safeties. D-back Desmond King, 2-year deal. To the Colts, got Matt Ryan. Nice little pickup there. Sent a third out for him. Should be good. Should be a playoff team for sure. But got some DNs, linebacker, corner. Jaguars gave a bunch of money to receivers. Zay Jones, Christian Kirk gave them a bunch of money for multi-year deals. They brought in Laquan Treadmill. Evan Ingram they snagged. Got some O-linemen. Brandon Scherf. A couple of guys on the defensive side that I don't know. They gave these guys a lot of money. Interesting. Some of these guys 3-year, $30 million. 3-year, $45 million. 3-year, $30 million. You know. That's a lot. To the Titans, released Julio Jones. They traded for Robert Woods, sent a 6th-round pick for him. Pretty good, but he's going to be injured for at least some of the year. I don't know if he'll be back. I thought they said he might be ready by training camp, actually, so we'll have to see about that one. But brought in Austin Hooper, another tight end, the guy's center, another lineman, linebacker, corner, long snapper, a little bit of everything for them. To the Broncos. obviously they brought in Russell Wilson. We already mentioned that. Re-signed a lineman. Brought in a lineman. They signed Randy Gregory, 5 years, $70 million for him. Got some more guys on the D-line. A couple of linebackers as well. And a cornerback to the Chiefs. They shipped out Tyreek Hill, but they did bring in Juju Smith, 1-year deal for him. They gave Orlando Brown the franchise tag. Frank Clark got a new deal, 2-year, $29 million. Justin Reed's back, another D tackle's back. Corey Coleman signed with the Chiefs, wide receiver. To the Raiders, big one, obviously, Devontae Adams. They also snagged Marcus Robinson from the Chiefs. Amir Abdullah, not sure he'll help them much in the backfield, but he should still have Josh Jacobs, I guess. They lost Edmonds. Or no, Edmonds was, it was the guy that was ahead, Kenyon Drake. I guess he's probably gone, I'd assume. They also brought in Brandon Bolden. They did get Jakob Johnson as well. Jacob Hollister, O-line. They signed Max Crosby, 4-year deal. Brought in Chandler Jones, 3-year, $52 million, $34 guaranteed. Got some other D tackles. Got a linebacker, a couple of corners. So Raiders are doing a lot, as well as the Chargers here. Like I said earlier, Mike Williams brought him back. Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson. Got a couple guys on the D-line. And a tight end. So they made some good moves so far for their roster. We'll see how Herbert ends up doing. We move into the Cowboys here. Re-signed Michael Gallup. They traded Cooper. Shipped out Cooper. They gave Schultz the franchise tag. DeMarcus Lawrence, new deal, 3-year, $40 million. Dante Fowler, Leighton Vander Esch, all signed. They got some safeties. Malik Hooker, not bad. But yeah, interesting to see how they end up. They paid a ton of money to their quarterback and to their running back, so you don't have much money to pay everybody else. But to the Giants now, man, they haven't done much. Terod Taylor brought him in. Matt Breida, Ricky Seals-Jones, couple of O-linemen, couple of D-linemen, and a long snapper. For Philly, re-signed Boston Scott. Zach Pascal brought him in. Greg Ward, Jason Kelsey, not Kelly. 1-year contract. Fletcher Cox, another 1-year contract. A couple other guys on the defense. To the commies. Carson Wentz, they brought him in. Re-signed McKissick. Brought in Cam Sims, receiver. Oh, re-signed him. Don't even know him. Brought in a couple linemen. Re-signed a lineman. Re-signed a couple of linemen. And brought in a DN. Brought in a D-back to the Bears. I literally don't know any of these guys on their team. Or that they brought in or re-signed. I know none of them. That's crazy. A couple wide receivers, couple linemen, couple D-tackle, a linebacker, a D-back. I know none of them. That's funny. Lions re-signed a couple backup QBs. Wonder what they're going to do with Goff. But brought in DJ Chark, 1-year deal. A couple of receivers as well. A tight end, 1 lineman. Linebackers, a couple guys on the defense. Don't know any of these dudes either. To the Packers. Rodgers signed his deal. Lazard is getting the restricted free agent tender. Brought back Robert Tonyan. Couple of defenders. Vikings extended Kirk Cousins. Zadarius Smith, 3-year, $42 million. Rest of these dudes don't even know. Falcons, they brought in Mariota, shipped out Matt Ryan. Brought back Cordell Patterson. Pretty good one there. A couple linemen, couple linebackers, a couple guys on the defense. Younghoe Koo, 5-year deal. Pretty good. Panthers, 1-year contract. Dante Foreman. DJ Moore, 3-year extension. $61 million. That's a big one. Another receiver, 2 linemen, bunch of guys on the defensive side they signed. Come on, how do I not know any of these? Alright, Xavier Woods. Know him a little bit. bunch of smaller contracts. To the Saints. Jameis Winston, looks like they're gonna try to run it with him. They haven't done much. They got a D end and safety as well. They've been trying to clear cap, so they've been restructuring contracts. But yeah, Buccaneers, Brady coming back out of retirement. Fournette, 3-year deal, re-signed. Shaq Mason, they traded a 5th-round pick for him to snag him from the Pats. Russell Gage signed there from the Falcons. Chris Godwin got the franchise tag, but then they did sign him 3 years, $60 million, so good deal for him. Carlton Davis re-signed. Logan Ryan got brought in. But yeah, decent moves there for the Buccaneers. Expect them to be another playoff team again. Cardinals, Colt McCoy re-signed. James Conner got an extension. He had a pretty good year last year after having like a down year the before. Zach Ertz re-signed. He resigned. They lost Chandler Jones. But yeah, that's it for their big ones. Stafford, 3-year extension. They brought in Allen Robinson, 3 years, $46 million. Pretty good one there. 49ers re-signed Jeff Wilson. They extended Jermichael Hasty, their 2 running backs. Ray McLeod got a 2-year deal. Some other smaller ones. The Seahawks, they got Drew Lock. Re-signed Rashad Penny. Will Disley re-signing. Noah Fant got him in the trade. Kyle Fuller re-signing. And Quandre Diggs re-signing. And there it is. If I missed any, let me know. What an off season it's been. One of the best in the last few years for sure.